We'll take a little trip over yonder, so I can take a look around at what you've seen. I can see from where I am you're on an adventure, in a place you can't describe. Some things can't be captured in words. So show me colors, colors I need, pictures this time. Show me food and sights and sounds I I will take a little trip over yonder, so I can take a look around at what you've seen. I can see from where I am you're on an adventure in a place you can't describe. Some things can't be captured in words. So show me colors, colors I need. Pictures this time. Show me food and sights and sounds. I wanna know what you find. I want colors, colors, please show me. Life ain't black and white. Let me see you on the other side of the line. Show me colors, ooh. Show me colors, ooh. Since you've been away, the days grow longer, and I can't wait to see your smiling face. Even if it's just online, it brings me something I can't define. Some things can't be captured in I will take a little trip over yonder, so I can take a look around at what you've seen. I can see from where.
Okay. Hello. Testing, testing. Okay. Hello. Testing, testing. Okay. Testing, testing. Okay. Testing, testing. Okay. Hello. Hello. Okay, teka lang. Ang daming ng time na nangyari sa atin. We already have, okay, so last.
I will take a little trip over yonder, so I can take a look around at what you've seen. I can see from where I am you're on an adventure, in a place you can't describe. Some things can't be captured in words. So show me colors, colors I need. Pictures this time. Show me food and sights and sounds. I wanna know what you find. I want colors, colors, please show me. Life ain't black and white. Let me see you on the other side of the line.
Okay, math learners, hello! Kumusta kayo dyan? Alright, so today we are going to discuss a new topic for our grade 7 students, and this is all about the module 4, which is entitled Laws of Exponent, Multiplication and Division of Polynomials, as well as the Special Products. Kung bago ka pa sa channel na ito, ako nga pala si Sir Ash or si Math Teacher Ash, ang inyong abot kamay na Math Teacher. Now, if you are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button and notification bell para laging updated ka sa ating mga discussion for today. Medyo nagkaroon tayo kanina ng mga technical difficulties because of new settings na ginilagay ko, kaya hindi na try. Anyway, so for this lesson, my grade 7 students, we will be talking about the 4th module. So kung meron kang module dyan sa inyong mga bahay, pwede kang sumabay sa akin dito. Alright, so sorry, medyo merong ano dito sa akin. Anyway, so for the first page of your module, where is my whiteboard pen? Okay. Yun, hulog. So anyway, for the first module, we will be given with the first page, and that is the title page. So you have here the title as well as the cover as well. Okay, with the picture. And for the second page is the people behind of the module. All right. The next is and the next page for that will be the title page. All right. And then we also have the 4th page, which is the introductory message for our facilitator, the teachers, as well as for our students, which is kayo. Okay. Next of that is the 5th page, which is the objective of the lesson. So in this objective, or in this part of the page of the module, you will know the 3 objectives of our module. So yung una is to derive the laws of exponent. Now, if nakapanood ka sa amin sa grade 9, last week, we already discussed the laws of exponent. But don't you worry, I also have videos on this one, more discussions on this one sa law of exponents, you can also check that out in our grade 7 playlist. Excuse me. Next is to multiply and divide polynomials. Third is to use the models and algebraic methods to find the product of two binomials, the product of the sum and difference of two terms, the square of a binomial, the cube of a binomial, and the product of a binomial and a trinomial. Next part of that is the let us try. So this is the pre-test for you, my dear students. So that is 15 questions, A, B, C, D lang po. So you just answer what you can on this matter. All right? And no pressure at all. Okay. So for that, after you answer your pre-test, to challenge or to try whether you have a prior knowledge of this topic, the next of that is the introduction of the module or introduction of the topic. So this is all about the laws of exponent. Now, ang tanong ngayon, ano ba ang mga laws ng exponent? Okay, so let us try to zoom. All right, so the laws of exponent are the following. So the first one, we have the power or the product of a power. Okay, the product of a power. What does this mean? When we say product of a power, kapag meron kang dalawang term na may parehong base, what you will do is you just add the exponent and then you copy the base. Okay, ano ibig sabihin doon, Sir Ash? Okay, you have here x to the power of 5 and multiplied to the x to the power of 4. So, pareho sila ng base, x. So, you just copy x and then you add the exponent. So, 5 plus 4, the answer is 9. So, x to the power of 9. So, technically, my dear math learners, ang ibig sabihin lang ng x to the 5 ay merong 5 x. Ang x to the power of 4, merong 4 na x. So, pag samahin mo yung 5x at saka 4 na x, you will have siyam na x. So, that is x to the power of 9. Pero, para hindi ka na mahirapan sa pagsulat ng gaano pa karaming x yan sila, what you can do is you just copy the base and you add the exponent. Ganon lang kadali, my dear math learners. Okay, now, ang tanong namang, Sir Ash, what if hindi number ang nakalagay? Okay, ganon. Pero pareho ng base. Okay, so if that is the case, you just copy A and then you add m plus n. Okay, so add the exponent. Now, kapag number naman, you have 2 cubed times 2 squared. So what you can do here is you just copy the 2, which is the base, and then you add 3 plus 2. So you have 2 to the power of 5. Of course, since this is a number, you can also simplify this. So 2 to the power of 5 is 32. Ang tanong, Sir Ash, paano nakuha ang 32? Alright, so ganito lang yan. 2 times 2, that is 4. Times 2, that is 8. Times 2, that is 16. Times 2, that is 32. Okay, so ganun lang po kadali, my dear math learners. Okay, next, we have 10 to the power of A times 10 to the power of B. So, pareho lang sila 10. So, you just copy 10 and you add A plus B. But since A and B cannot be added together, you just copy them. A plus B. Alright. Now, let us go to the fifth example. So, we have here 2x cubed times 3x squared. Now, hindi magkapareho ng number. Pero, may base na magkapareho. Anong base ang magkapareho nila? Now, if you check the cube here and if you check the square here, the base that they are pertaining is this x. Okay? Itong x na ito. Yun ang ini-exponent nila. Therefore, what you can do is you just copy the x. Okay? And then you add the exponent. 3 plus 2, and that is 5. Now, anong gagawin mo sa number na ito? Itong 2 at saka 3 dito na malaki. So, if that is the case, what you will do is you just multiply them immediately like you are multiplying simple numbers. So, 2 times 3, and that is 6. So, giving you the final answer, 6x to the power of 5. Okay, so ano ba ang magiging conclusion natin dito? Now, if you multiply two exponents with the same base, therefore, you keep the base, you copy the base, and then you add the exponent. In symbols, that is just like this. Okay, x to the power of A times x to the power of B. Therefore, your final answer is x to the power of A plus B. Alright, now, let's go to the second law, which is the power of a power. Anong ibig sabihin ng power of a power? Si exponent in exponent pa talaga. Okay. So, power, nagkaroon pa ng power. Okay. So, anong mga examples niyan? Now, example of that is like this. A to the power of x to the power of y. So, since you only have one base, but you have two different exponents, so what you will do is you just multiply the exponents. Not like here, you have two base, but they are the same. Two base, they are the same. So you copy the base, add exponent. But in the power to power, you have one base, and then you have two exponents. So what you will do is you copy the base, and then you multiply the exponents. Okay, so next of that is the x to the power of 4 to the power of 2. So you just copy the base, then you multiply the exponents. 4 times 2, that is 8. So you have the final answer, x to the power of 8.
Easy, right?
Yes, it's very easy, my dear math learners. Okay, now let us have the third example. We have 3 cubed to the power of cube. Okay, so 3 cubed to the power of cube. What you will do there is you can do it in a way that you multiply the 3 cube first. So 3 times 3 times 3, giving you 27. So 27 cubed. That could be one way. And 27 cubed, the answer is 19,683. But following the power of a power rule, what you can do is you just copy 3, alright, this one, and then you multiply the exponents. 3 times 3, that is 9. So giving you 3 to the power of 9. And when you simplify 3 to the power of 9, that means 3 times 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 3, which will give you 19,683. Okay. Now, let us go to the fourth example. We have m to the power of 2 or m squared to the power of 5. So, it is just the same as the example in number 2. So, you just copy m and you multiply 2 times 5, which is 10. Alright, m to the power of 10. Now, going to number 5, what if you have an exponent that has a numerical coefficient? Okay, the example, we have 2x. Now, this is just simple, my dear math learners. Ang gagawin nyo lang is, yung 2x, i-multiply nyo kay y. Now, paano ba mag-multiply ng 2x sa y? So, since walang variable na pareho, so you just copy them. So, giving you a. Now, let me just show you this, my dear math learners. Etong example dito ay mali ang final answer. Bakit mali? Okay, ito ang mali dito. Yan, yung letter, ay yung number, yung base natin. It should be A. Okay? So, for those students na merong ganitong modules, ang sagot dito sa number 5 is A to the power of 2xy. Okay? To the power of 2xy. So, if that is the case, what you will do is you just correct it. Okay? So, but 2x times y, 2xy ang sagot. So, A, this should be A. Okay? This should be A. So, what can we simplify about this rule or this law? When you have a base that has an exponent and then raised to another exponent or a power raised to a power, what you will do is you just copy the base and then you multiply the exponent. Okay, now going to letter C, which is the power of a product. Okay, power of the product or power of a product is basically the combination of the product or power of a product and power of a power. Okay, so product of a power and power of a power, when you combine the two laws, okay, sorry for that. Ayan. So, pag kinumbine nyo ang two laws, you have the power of a product rule. Okay, or law. Now, ang gagawin mo dito is basically, in a way na isosolve mo siya distribution with the property of the distribution. Okay? So, how do we do that, my dear math learners? Example, we have here, example number 1, 3 times 5 to the power of 2 or 3 times 5 square. Okay, so, my dear math learners, there are two ways to solve this one. You can solve them using the order of operation, yung PEMDAS na pinag-usapan natin last week. You can solve them like that. 3 times 5, the answer is 15. Now, 15 to the power of 2, that means 15 times 15. The answer is 225. Now, for sure, you will be asking me, Sir Ash, how did you solve that one in which na itong dito, hindi naman, wala namang 50 na pinakita. Okay, so this in the module, another way din ito. Okay, so what does this mean? Now, we have 3 times 5 to the power of 2. Now, if that is the case, my dear math learners, itong power of 2 dito, dinistribute, okay, na-distribute siya to the 2 terms inside the parenthesis. So, you have 3 to the power of 2, 5 to the power of 2, giving you tatlong 3 at dalawang 5. So, that is 3 times 3, 5 times 5. Okay. So, of course, 3 times 3, that is 3 squared. 5 times 5, that is 5 squared. 3 squared is 9. 5 squared is 25. Now, 9 times 25, the answer is 225. So, basically, my dear math learners, there are 2 ways or there are a lot of solutions in solving problems. So, be open-minded lang kung paano, as long as you just follow the rules, okay? Yung kanina, yung sinabi ko yung 15, I just follow the PEMDAS rule. Ito naman dito, power of a power, ito naman yung rule niya na i-distribute mo yung exponent. Okay, example number 2 tayo. We have x squared y cubed to the power of 5. Now, as you can see, x and y, you cannot simplify this. But why? Because hindi sila pareho ng base. Hindi natin ma-apply yung product of a power dito. So, therefore, if you wanted to simplify this whole expression, what you can do is you just apply the power of a product. So, how do we do this? So, you just distribute the 5 to the 2 different exponents. So, 2 times 5 and 3 times 5. Okay? So, giving you x to the power of 2 times 5 and y to the power of 3 times 5, giving you a final answer of x to the power of 10, y to the power of 15. Okay, ganun lang po kadali, my dear math learners. Okay, excuse me. Going to the third example, we have a to the power of 1, okay, or ab squared to the power of 3. Now, as what I've said, a to the power of 1 or a, or variables without a visible exponent, there is an invisible 1 there, okay, as an exponent. So, a and b, you cannot simplify this one, so you just simplify them with the use of the power of a product rule. So, you distribute the power outside or the exponent outside to the inner exponent. So, giving you a cubed, that is the 1, this is the 1, and b squared cubed. So, how do you simplify b squared cubed? So, b squared cubed. Squared times cube, 2 times 3, that is 6. So, giving you b6. Okay, or b to the power of 6. Alright. Now, we have here a number and a variable with an exponent. Okay. Now, how do you simplify this one? Of course, for the variable, with the power to the power, you can apply power of a power rule. So, this will become p to the power of 6. This is the one. Alright? Now, we have here 3. So, if you distribute the exponent, the outer exponent to 3 here, this will give you 3 cube. Now, what does 3 cube mean? 3 times 3 times 3, and that is 9.
Easy, right?
Ah, sorry. 27. Okay. 9 times 3. Okay. So, 3 times 3, that is 9. Times 3, 27. So, 27 p to the power of 6. Okay. Now, what if like you will encounter like this? A squared b cubed to the power of x plus 3. So, how will you solve this one, my dear math learners? So, if this is the case, what you can do is you just distribute the outer exponent to the inner exponent, giving you a squared times x plus 3 times b cubed to the power of x plus 3. Okay, so if you simplify this one, alright, this will give you a copy. Then your 2 here will be distributed to x plus 3. So 2 times x, 2x, 2 times 3, 6. So you will have 2x plus 6 as its exponent for a. Now for b, you just copy the b, and then you distribute the 3 here, which is outside the quantity, so that will give you 3 times x and 3 times 3. So 3 times x, that is 3x, and 3 times 3, that is 9. So this is your final answer for this given problem. Okay, so napakadali lamang po, my dear math learners. Now, let us continue. So, by the way, what is our final, what you call this? Ano ba ang pwede nating makonclude sa rule na ito? So, in raising a product to a certain power, each factor is raised to the indicated power. So, for any example, x and y, and any positive integer, a, so what you can do here is you just distribute the exponents. Okay, so if you have like this, xy, you just distribute the a to both the x and the y, giving you x to the power of a, y to the power of a. Okay, so napakadali lamang po, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to our quotient of a power or quotient of power. So, of course, the product of power is you add the exponent. In the quotient of power, we do the opposite. So, we just copy the base and then we subtract the exponents. Okay, so how do we do this? Example we have here. Okay, so 2 to the power of 6 divided by 2 to the power of 4. So what you can do is you just copy 2 because they have the same base, but you will subtract now the exponents from the numerator to the denominator. So 6 minus 4, and that will give you 2. Of course, 2 to the power of 2 or 2 squared is equal to 4. So 4 is your final answer. Alright, so now, how about number 2? We have here 18x to the 4th y to the 5th power z cubed over 24x squared y squared z. Okay, so if this is the case, as you can see, they have both x, they have both y, they have both z. So what you can do is you can apply subtraction here. So 4 minus 2, that is 2. 5 minus 2, that is 3. 3 minus 1, there is a 1 here. So that is 2. So giving you x squared y cubed z squared. Alright? However, we have here 18 divided by 24. Can you divide 18 by 24? Okay, you can. But you can apply the lowest term. So what is the lowest term? Now, when you use the lowest term of this, you will use the greatest common factor. You will divide each number, numerator and denominator, by the GCF. So, ano nga ba yung number na pwedeng makapag-divide kay 18 at saka kay 24? So, 18 and 24, ang common nila is 6. Okay? So, 18 divided by 6, 3. 24 divided by 6, 4. So, therefore, 3/4 ang magiging lowest term. So, 3/4. So, 3 over 4. Now, ang tanong, Sir Ash, saan ko ilalagay yung mga x, y, z ko? Sa numerator o sa denominator? Since the answer for each are all positive. 4 minus 2, positive. 5 minus 2, positive. 3 minus 1, positive. So therefore, if that is the case, then you just write it in the numerator side. Okay, so ganun lang po kadali, my dear math learners. Now, example number 3. B to the power of 5 over b cubed. So, of course, katulad lang siya ng example kanina sa number 1. You just copy b and then you subtract 5 minus 3, giving you b squared. Okay, napakadali lang. Now, ang tanong, Sir Ash, what if mas malaki ang exponent ng denominator kaysa sa numerator? Okay. Example, we have here 2 to the power of 4 over 2 to the power of 6. So, you just copy 2. You subtract 4 minus 6. Now, 4 minus 6, the answer is negative 2, right? So, if that is the case, kapag meron kang negative exponent, what you will do is you get the reciprocal, meaning yung kabaliktaran. That is 2, right? Yung base mo is 2. Tama? 2. Ano ba ang reciprocal ng 2? So, that is 1/2. Anong reciprocal ng 3? That is 1/3. Anong reciprocal ng 4? 1/4. All whole numbers has over 1. So, pag kukunin mo ang reciprocal, babaliktarin mo lang sila. Okay? So, kapag binaliktad mo sila, therefore, mapupunta na ngayon si 2 sa denominator side kasama ng kanyang exponent. Pero, dahil kinuha mo yung reciprocal, yung exponent niya ngayon ay mag-iiba, mag-o-opposite din. So, the opposite of negative 2 is what? Alright, positive 2. So, therefore, magiging positive 2 ito, giving you 1 over 2 squared. So, therefore, kapag isi-simplify mo, si 1 over 2 squared, the answer is 1/4. Okay? So, ganun lang po kadali, my dear math learners. Okay, now, ang tanong naman ito. Sir Ash, what if pareho sila ng numerator at denominator? Pareho ng exponent. M to the 6 over M to the 6. Of course, ganun pa rin, copy mo si M, which is the base. You subtract the exponent, 6 minus 6, the answer is 0. Now, ang tanong, what is M to the 0? Now, let me give you a quick reminder, my dear math learners. This is another rule on exponents. This is known as the zero exponent rule. Now, the zero exponent rule says any variable or any number with an exponent of 0, the final answer will always be equal to 1. Bakit? As you can see in this example, the numerator and the denominator is the same. Of course, remember when you were in elementary, if you divide a number that is the same as to the divisor, yung numerator niya, dinivide ng denominator at magkapareho silang dalawa, the answer will always be equal to 1. Example, we have 5 divided by 5, 1. 10 divided by 10, 1. Negative 3 divided by negative 3, 1. Kahit anong number ang ilagay mo dyan, as long as pareho yung numerator at yung denominator, then the answer will always be equal to 1. Thus, we can say that m to the power of 0 or any number with an exponent of 0, the answer is always equal to 1. Alright? So, ganun lang po kadali, my dear math learners. Alright. So, we have here, when you are dividing with the base, exponents are subtracted. Okay? So, given this one, a over x to the power of a over x to the power of b, you just copy the base, you subtract a minus b, provided that the numerator or the exponent in the numerator is bigger than the denominator. Okay. Now, magkakaroon ka naman ng reciprocal, ganito, if and only if si a, yung exponent na a, ay mas maliit kaysa exponent na b. Meaning, yung exponent sa numerator ay mas maliit kaysa exponent ng denominator. Katulad kanina, ito, example number 4. Okay? So, you will get the reciprocal. And if a and b, yung exponent na a, tsaka yung exponent na b ay magkapareho, then, the answer will always be equal to 1. Alright. Now, we have here another rule, the power of a quotient. So, power of a quotient rule, same lang siya sa power of a product rule. So, i-distribute mo pa rin yung exponent sa labas doon sa loob ng parenthesis. Of course, regardless na yan kung naka-numerator o naka-denominator pa yan. Example, we have x over y to the power of 4. So, paano mo isi-simplify yan? Of course, ipapasa mo si 4 ngayon kay x at ipapasa mo ngayon si 4 kay y. So, giving you x to the 4 over y to the 4. Of course, hindi mo na masisimplify ito. Hindi mo pwedeng isubtract ang 4 minus 4 because, number 1, hindi sila pareho ng base. So, that will be your final answer. Easy, right? Okay, napakadali lamang, my dear math learners. Now, how about this one? We have 3x over 2y. Now, focus on 3x over 2y. Pwede mo ba siyang masimplify? Pwede mo ba siyang ma-lowest term? Hindi. Pwede mo ba siyang ma-divide? Hindi din. Bakit? Hindi pareho ng denominator, hindi pareho ng number. Okay, so next. Ano ba ang pwede mong gawin dito? So, since meron itong to the power of 2, what you can do is you can just distribute the power of 2 to the numerator as well as to the denominator. So, giving you 3 squared x squared. That is the one. For the denominator, 2 squared y squared. This is the one. Okay? So, if you simplify that, 3 squared is 9, x squared is x squared. 2 squared is 4, y squared is y squared. So, your final answer is 9x squared over 4y squared. Napakadali lamang, my dear math learners. Okay. Now, we have another example. Okay? We have here m to the 5th power n to the square, n to the square, Okay, n squared. Okay. Oh, may tumatawa na. So, m to the 5th power n squared over p squared q to the 4th. Okay, q to the 4th. To the power of 4. Now, tingin ka muna sa loob. M to the 5th power. Alright? N squared, p squared, q4, or q to the power of 4. Walang variable na pareho. So, therefore, wala kang magagawa sa loob. So, what you can do here is you just distribute the outer exponent to the inner exponent. So, giving you m to the 5 times 4, n squared times 4, p squared times 4, and q to the power of 4 times 4. Okay, at ito yon. Of course, isi-simplify mo lang ito. So, 5 times 4, 20, m to the power of 20, 2 times 4, that is 8, n to the power of 8, p to the power of 2 over 2 times 4, that is 8. So, p to the power of 8, and q to the power of 4 times 4, that is 16. So, q to the power of 16. And this will be your final answer.
Easy, right?
Easy lang talaga, my dear math learners. Okay, so how about this one? Siyempre, kapag number naman, ganun lang din ang gagawin mo. 2 squared, 3 squared. So, 2 squared, 4, 3 squared, 9. Now, can you get the lowest term on this? Hindi na. Kasi there is no factor or GCF na pwede makadivide kay 4 at saka kay 9 except 1. Okay, so 4 over 9 na ang final answer mo. Now, how about this one? We have x squared over 5 to the power of 2. Okay, so of course, i-distribute mo siya sa x mo at i-distribute mo siya sa 5. So, giving you x squared squared and 5 squared. So, sa numerator, x squared squared, that is x to the 4th. For the denominator, 5 squared, that is 25. And this will be your final answer.
Easy, right?
Okay, so napakadali lamang po, my dear math learners. Ang gagawin mo lang kapag meron kang power of a quotient is you just substitute or you just distribute your outside exponent to the inner exponent, giving you the exponent in the numerator as well as in the denominator, provided that your denominator is not equal to 0. Okay, now let us go to the next part of the lesson. Multiplication and division of polynomials. Paano ba mag-multiply at mag-divide ng polynomials? Okay, so of course, kung meron ka ng concrete idea of the law of exponents, my dear math learners, ang multiplication and division of polynomials ay magiging napakadali na para sa'yo. Okay, so we have here an example. 4a squared times the quantity 3a plus 5. Of course, this is the multiplication of polynomials. Bakit? Walang divide eh. Multiply tayo. Okay. So, you cannot add this one, itong 3a plus 5. Bakit? Kasi hindi sila pareho ng term. Okay? Remember, in adding polynomials, you cannot add two unlike terms. Okay. However, meron kang 4a squared dito sa labas. So, ang gagawin mo lang is to apply the distributive property. So, 4 times 3, that is 12. Okay? A squared times a. Of course, number to number, letter to letter. A squared times a. So, a squared, may dalawang ano yun? 2 as the exponent. At yung a, 1 as the exponent. So, i-add mo lang ang mga exponents. So, you copy the base, you add the exponent. So, magiging 3. 12a cubed. Alright. Now, for the second term, 4 times 5, that is 20. Since ang a squared, wala na siyang ka-multiply sa second term, so therefore, copy a squared. And this will be your final answer.
Easy, right?
Yes, napaka-easy lang talaga. How about this one? Okay, 9y times 5y cubed minus 3y plus 5. Ang gagawin mo lang dito is still you need to distribute. Why? Because etong nasa loob, ito. Okay? Wala ka nang masisimplify dyan because they are not like terms. Okay, so magdi-distribute ka lang ng 9. So, 9y times 5y cubed. So, 9 times 5, that is 45. Okay? Yan. Y, isa lang yun. Y cubed, tatlo yun. So, y times y cubed, 4 na yun. Okay, y to the power of 4. Then, you multiply. So, copy ka lang minus. Okay? 9 times 3, that is 27. Y and y. Dalawang y na yun. So, y squared. Alright. Now, having the last term, 9 times 5, that is 45. Yung y, wala na siyang ka-times sa last term, so you just copy the y, and this will be your final answer. Okay, napakadali lamang po, my dear math learners. Now, what if ganito naman ang problem? So, we have here negative m6, m to the power of 6, okay, multiplied to this one. Of course, tingnan mo muna yung nasa loob mo. Okay? Mayroon ka bang masimplify dyan? Wala. Bakit? Unlike terms yung tatlo. Okay, so now you just distribute your outer term. Okay, itong negative m6. So, negative times positive, negative yon. Dahil walang number, so you just copy the 70. Always remember, uunahin pagsulat ang numerical coefficient bago ang literal coefficient. Okay. So, nauna si nauna si 70. Okay. Then, M6, wala naman siyang M dito, so you copy M6, giving you negative 70 M to the power of 6. Okay, next. Negative times negative, magiging positive na yon. So, 30. Wala namang number dito. So, you copy 30. M6, M to the power of 6. Then, M here, isang M lang yun. So, we have M to the power of 7. Okay, next. Negative times negative. Pagiging positive ulit yun. Walang number ulit. So, you copy 20. Alright? Then, M to the power of 6 times M to the power of 4. 6 na 6. 4 na M. Or 4 na M. So, lahat-lahat. 10 M. So, M to the power of 10. Okay. So, napakadali lamang, my dear math learners. Okay, next. Multiplication of a polynomial by another polynomial. Okay, so, dito kanina, binomial ito. Okay, binomial kasi 2 terms. Ito, monomial, 1 term. Okay, so, ang gagawin mo lang is to distribute. Okay? What if, kung binomial, 2 terms, multiplied by binomial. Okay, may dalawang paraan para gawin ito, my dear math learners. Pwedeng vertical form at pwedeng horizontal form. Excuse me. Alright, ganyan talaga pag live. Alright. So, if this is the case, now if you use the vertical form, my dear math learners, ang gagawin mo lang ay isulat siya patayo. So, you have 4x minus 4, 2x plus 5. Okay, so paano ba mag-multiply ng ganito? Okay, so ganito lang. Para ka lang nag-multiply ng mga numbers with 2 digits, 3 digits, ganun. Okay, so you start first with here. Okay. So, positive 5 times negative 4, the answer is negative 20. Ayan. Positive 5 times positive 4x, the answer is positive 20x. Okay, so you have your first pair of product. Okay? 4, 5 as the multiplier. Okay, now, tapos ka na kay 5. Dito ka naman kay 2. So, 2x times negative 4, dito mo ilalagay sa second term, negative 8x sa baba niya. Okay, parang nagmamultiply ka lang ng 2 digit. Okay? 2x times 4x, so magiging 8x squared. Now, of course, kapag natapos mo nang i-multiply ang 2 pairs, what you will do is you simplify. Okay, gawa ka ng line. So, since 8x squared here, wala siyang kapareho sa taas, so you just copy 8x squared. Now, here we have 20x, here we have negative 8x, so pareho sila x. Combine like terms tayo. So, since this is positive, this is negative 8, so 20 minus 8, that is positive 12. Okay, so plus 12x. So, kailangan mo talaga maglagay dito ng sign because the two terms are, or the two terms should be separated by either a positive or a negative, or a plus or a minus symbol. Okay, so 20 minus 8, that is positive. So, plus 12x tayo. Then, since negative 20 or minus 20, wala naman siyang counterpart sa baba, you just bring it down. So, giving you the final answer, 8x squared plus 12x minus 20. Okay, so, napakadali lamang, my dear math learners. Okay, so ngayon, what if naman, okay, ito yun siya, di ba? Ito yung vertical form, patayo. What if horizontal form naman? Okay, so, ito naman ang horizontal form, pahiga. Paano mo siya i-multiply? So, ang tawag sa technique na ito is what you call the FOIL method. F-O-I-L. When we say FOIL method, F stands for the first term. Okay, first term, first. Okay? O means the outer terms. Outer. Yung mga nasa labas. Okay? I means the inner terms. Yung mga nasa loob. Ito yon. Okay? We have this one. And finally, we have the last terms. So, the last term of the first group and the last term of the second group. You just multiply them and simplify. Okay. How do we do this? Okay, so ganito lang. So, 4x times 2x, ito yon, 4x times 2x. First term. 4x times 5x, ito yon, 4x times 5. Sorry, wala palang 5. Wala palang x yung 5. 4x times 5. Okay. That is the outer terms. Then the inner terms, negative 4 times 2x. Negative 4 times 2x. And finally, we have negative 4 times 5, positive 5. So, negative 4 times 5. Now, after you write this, the pairs that will be multiplying with each other, ang gagawin mo lang is to simplify. So, 4x times 2x, 8x squared. Alright. 4x times 5, 20x. Negative 4 times 2x, that is negative 8x. Okay. Then, negative 4 times 5, negative 20. Okay. Now, ang tanong, ito ba ang final answer? Hindi pa po. Bakit? Si 20x at saka si 8x ay like terms, so pwede mo siyang ipagsama. Okay, so 20x minus 8x, the answer is positive 12x. And this will be your final answer, which is just the same as this one. 8x squared plus 12x minus 20, 8x squared plus 12x minus 20. So using the vertical and the horizontal, you will have the same answer. Okay, so napakadali lamang, my dear math learners. Now, ang tanong ngayon, Sir Ash, what if 3 terms? And then, i-multiply sa 2 terms. So, ganun pa rin ang gagawin mo, my dear math learners. Kung patayo, sulat mo siya dito first. Then, yung pangalawa, ito. So, patayo. So, 3, negative 3 times negative 11, positive 33. Negative 3 times positive 7x, negative 21. 3, negative 3 times positive 8x squared, the answer is negative 24x squared. So, this is your first result for the first term. Okay? Ito yun. First term mo sa right. Okay, sorry. Next, you go with the 2x. Okay, sa 2x naman, 2x times negative 11, so that is negative 22x. Of course, dito ka sa second line or sa baba ng second term maglalagay. Then, 2x times 7x, that is 14x squared, kasi dalawang x na yan, nag-multiply ka. And then, 2x times 8x squared, the answer is 16x cubed. Bakit? Kasi dalawang x at saka isang x. Okay. So, ngayon, nasulat mo na yan siya, i-add mo na lang ang magkapareho ng term. So, bring down 33, positive 33. And then, negative 21, plus negative 22x. So, therefore, pareho silang negative. So, negative pa rin ang sagot. 21 plus 22, the answer is 43x. So, negative 43x. Okay, next. Negative 24 plus 14. Hindi sila pareho ng sign. Mas malaki ang sign ng negative 24. So, negative tayo. Then, 24 minus 14, the answer is 10. So, 10x squared. And then, you bring down 16x cubed. And they are just the same. Okay. So, now, how about kung horizontal? May di math learners, ang gagawin mo lang, the same lang, i-distribute mo pa rin. So, you can distribute 2x to this one. So, you have 2x, then distributed to the group. Ito yon, 8x squared. And then, negative 3 distributed to the group. Negative 3 to the group. Okay. Then, after that, you distribute them isa-isa. So, 2x, 8x squared, 2x, 7x squared, 7x, 2x, negative 11. Yan. Okay, ito yun na part. Next, negative 3, 8x squared, ito yun. Negative 3, positive 7x, ito yun. Negative 3, negative 11, ito yun. Okay, and then you simplify each term. So, each term, each term, each term, each term, each term, each term, each term. And then you add or combine like terms. So, cube na ito, may cube pa ba dito? Wala. So, copy. Ito, may x squared pa ba dito? O may x squared din dito. So, you can combine them. So, 14 minus 24, negative 10x. Dito, may x lang. Dito, may x lang din. So, negative 22 minus 21x. Okay, pagsamahin mo, negative 43x. Ito, 33. May kasama? Wala. Meron bang term na walang variable? Aside from 33? Wala. So, therefore, siya lang. Copy lang siya dyan. And that will be your final answer. And they are just the same as in the horizontal part. Okay, so ganun lang kadali, my dear math learners. And if you do have some questions, you can write it in our comment section below or chat box. Okay, next. What if we divide a polynomial by a binomial? Okay, ganito naman kadali, my dear math learners. By the way, marami talaga akong mga videos dito about this topic. Okay, you can check that out on my playlist. Alright. Now, how do we divide a polynomial by a monomial? Now, ito ang pinakamadali sa lahat. Bakit? Kasi mas madaling mag-divide kapag monomial lang ang iyong divisor. Bakit mo masabi yun, Sir Ash? Kasi ang gagawin mo lang is you divide them each. So, this is 4x to the power of 8 minus 4x to the power of 4 plus 8x cubed divided by 2x squared. So, divide mo lang sila. 4x, 8, 2x. Okay? Negative 4x to the 4th by 2x squared. Yan yun. 8x cubed by 2x squared. Yan din yun. Okay, so, if you divide them each, the answer is 2x to the 6 minus 2x squared plus 4x. And of course, wala ka ng like terms dyan. Hindi pareho yan ng terms. That will be your final answer. Easy, right? Okay, so now let us continue. How about this one? So we have 16a cubed b squared c to the 5 power minus 24a to the 5th b c to the 4th power plus 44a to the 7th b 6 c to the power of 6. Okay, divided by 4a squared b c cubed. Okay, so of course, ito divide dito, ito divide dito, ito divide dito. Okay, so ito na yun. Solve them each. So, 16 divided by 4, that is 4. A cubed, a squared, a. Kasi minus lang. Okay? Remember, when you divide a variable with a variable, you just copy the variable, you subtract the exponents. Okay, 3 minus 2, that is 1. B squared, b lang. C to the 5th, c cubed, c squared. Okay. How about here? Minus. 24 divided by 4, 6. A 5th, a to the 5th power, a squared, a cubed. B, they are just the same, cancelled out. C to the power of 4, c cubed, c. Okay, next. 44 divided by 4, 11. A to the 7th, a squared, a to the 5th power. B6, b, that is b to the 5 power. And C6, c cubed, we have c cubed. Because 6 minus 3 is still 3. So c cubed. And this will be your final answer. Okay, so very easy, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to the division of a polynomial by another polynomial. Okay, now, if this is the case, then what you can do here is you can apply the what we call long division. Okay, so what do you mean by long division? So you make like this. Okay, so you make like this. 6x squared minus 2x minus 28. The same as what you are doing when you are dividing, what you call this one? When you are dividing big numbers, okay? So, ganun lang kadali, my dear math learners. Okay, so let us continue. Okay, I think there are some technical difficulties. So, how about this one? So, what if we have 6x squared minus 2x minus 28 divided by 2x plus 4. Okay. So, ang gagawin mo lang dyan, my dear math learners, is to write this inside your, okay, your division symbol. Okay, when you are doing the big numbers. And then this one is your divisor. So, dito yan siya. Okay. So, how do you do this? So, what you will do is you just take, okay, there. So what you will do is you just take the number, the first term, and the last term. Okay, sorry, the first term of the divisor and the first term of your, what do you call this? dividend. Okay, dividend. So, 6x squared divided by 2x. 6x squared divided by 2x is 3x. Okay? So, you will write that on the second term. Okay? Bakit second term? Dahil dalawang term ito dito. So, therefore, dalawang term din ang mag-divide. Okay? At okay. So, when you put the 3x there, we have 3 times 2x, that is 6x squared. 3 times 4, siyang wala na taro. Okay. Sorry, because medyo nagkaroon lang talaga ng konting difficulty. Okay, so we have here 3x times 2x, that is 6x squared. Then 3x times 4, that is positive 12x. Then what you will do is you subtract them. Same as the rule when you are doing your big division. Tapos after mo nakuha yung partial na quotient, di ba mina-minus natin? Okay. So 6x squared minus 6x squared, wala na matira. So, negative 12 minus negative 2x minus positive 12x. Ang sagot doon is negative 14. Okay, so ito yung tingnan nyo. So, magma-minus tayo. Ayan, no? Alright? So, wala na matira. 2x, negative 2x minus negative 12 minus 12x. So, that will become negative 14x. Okay? So, bring down negative 28. Okay, you bring down negative 28. So, ito na naman ang i-divide mo dito. So, you get the first term and the first term. So, negative 14x divided by 2x, the answer is positive, negative 7. Okay, negative 7. Ulit ha, negative 14x divided by 2, the answer is negative 7. Wala ng x kasi na-cancelled out na yon. So, right now, this negative 7 will be multiplied to your divisor. So, negative 7 times 2x, the answer is, ano yan? Ayan, negative 14x. Negative 7 times 2x, negative 14x. Negative 7 times 4, negative 28. So, of course, pag i-subtract mo ito silang dalawa, wala nang matitira. So, your final answer is 3x minus 7. Okay? Yun. Alright? So, Sir Ash, can you show us na parang step by step? Okay, so ganito. Okay, let's consider example number 2. 2, x cubed. Okay, let's try ha. X cubed minus 4x squared. Sulat ko muna. Plus 2x minus 3. Plus 2x minus 3. Okay, hinure ko lang. Yan. Then x plus 2. Alright. Alright. Okay, let me show you our whiteboard. So, let's try to divide this one. Okay? So, sabay kayo sa akin, my dear math learners. Alright. So, here, the first term is x. The first term here is x cubed. X cubed divided by x, the answer is x squared. I will write it in the second. So, x squared times x, that is x cubed. X squared times 2, that is positive 2x squared. Now, I will subtract them. X cubed, this will be 0. Negative 4 minus 2, the answer is negative 6x squared. Okay? Bakit minus? May minus yan dito kasi, ano tawag dyan? Yung parang invisible na minus. Okay? So, negative 4 minus 2, you change the sign of the subtrahend, then proceed to addition. Then, you bring down 2x minus 3. Okay. So, ito na naman, negative 6x squared divided by x, ang sagot dyan is negative 6x. Negative 6x times x, negative 6x squared. Negative 6x times 2, the answer is negative 12x. Alright. So, pag i-minus ko to, wala nang matira. 2 minus negative 12. So, dalawang negative, magiging positive na yon. So, 2 plus 12 na tayo. That is positive 14x. I bring down minus 3. So, 14x divided by x, that is positive 14. Okay? So, 14 times x, that is 14x. 14 times positive 2, that is positive 28. So, meron tayong remainder ngayon. So, negative 3 minus 28, the answer is negative, negative 31. 31. Yan. So, x squared minus 6x plus 14, remainder negative 31. Okay, let us check whether we are correct. Yeah, yun. So, we have here x squared minus 6x plus 14. Yan. Pero merong remainder negative 31. So, paano mo isulat si remainder? Of course, so, dahil negative 31 ito, and this is a remainder, so, you add negative 31, but you copy your divisor, x plus 2. Okay? Or you can just immediately put a minus here. Okay? So, pwede lang din yan. Yan. They are just the same. Okay, my dear math learners? So, ganun lang kadali kapag merong remainder. Okay, so let me Okay, so I hope that is clear to you. Medyo, I'm sure this is challenging, my dear math learners, pero ganun talaga. Some part of mathematics is challenging, but rest assured, if you practice this more often, you will have a easy time on dividing polynomials. And rest assured, my dear math learners, if you do have some problems in solving, you can just refer to our videos to check it out para mas matulungan kayo sa pagde-divide. Okay, so now let us go to the special products. Now, here are special products. So, the product of two binomials. When you have two binomials, magkaparehong binomial ha. Okay, the product of two binomials. Okay, so as you can see here, you have this one. Ito, algebra tiles na ito eh. Pero hindi ko ipapakita to sa inyo kasi I'm sure magkakaroon kayo ng harder time. So, let me illustrate to you this one. Okay, ito na yung FOIL method. Yung sinabi ko kanina. Okay? So, with the FOIL method, yan, alright. Ito yon. So, you have the product of two binomials. So, 5x minus 3, then 2x plus 7. You can apply the FOIL method. So, 5x times 2x, the answer for that is 10x squared. Yan. Okay, the FOIL, the first. Then, you have the outer. Ito yung outer. So, 5x times 7, that is 35x. Yan. Then, the inner. Ito, inside. Negative 3 times positive 2x. Ito na yun, negative 6x. And then, the last term, negative 3 times 7, that is negative 21. So, of course, the outer, the O and I will always be simplified because they have the same terms. 35x minus 6x, they have both x in the linear term or in the first degree. So, 35 minus 6, that is positive 29. So, you copy the F, you copy the L, negative 21, and then when you simplify 35x minus 6x, that is positive 29x. Ganun lang kadali, my dear math learners. So, just the same in the FOIL method. Okay, so you just multiply. Okay. Next is we have the product of the sum and the difference of two terms. Okay. So, ito naman, kapag ikaw ay nagmo-multiply ng mga binomials na opposite lamang, opposite ha, opposite ang sign. Pareho sila ng term, pero opposite. So, ang isa, sum, ang isa, difference. Okay, so A plus B times A minus B. Ang gagawin mo lang is you get the square of the first term and the last term. And then you put minus between them. Okay, so 2n minus 5, 2n plus 5. So, opposite sila, di ba? So, ang gagawin mo lang, 2n, pareho yan 2n. So, 2n times 2n, 4n squared. Yun. And then, 5 times 5, that is 25. And then, you just copy minus. Bakit minus, Sir Ash? Because negative times positive is negative. So, saan doon ang FOIL method? Hindi natin ito itatry ng FOIL method because when you try the FOIL method here, you will still arrive to the same answer. Bakit? Kasi yung answer ng FOIL method, kapag opposite signs ang dalawang terms ng binomial, magiging 0 yun. Okay? So, you will be having a longer time solving. If you know, kung alam mo ang ano na ito, alam mo ang special products na ito na kapag ang dalawang binomial na opposite lamang ang sign pero pareho sila ng mga terms, then what you will do is you just get the square of the first term and the square of the second term, then copy minus. Okay? Okay? So, ganoon lamang po kadali, my dear math learners. Okay, another example. So, example here. So, x plus y times x minus y, of course, so that is x squared minus y squared. 2c plus 3, 2c minus 3. So, 2c, that is 4c squared. 3, that is 9. So, minus. M plus n, m minus n. So, m squared minus n squared. 3x, 3x, y, y, negative, positive. Okay, so, 3x, 9x squared. Multiply by itself. Y, multiply by itself, y squared. Okay. Then, minus. So, that's it. So, same goes. Now, we have here the square of a binomial. Okay, so, what do you mean by square of a binomial? It is a binomial, two terms, then you get the square. So, if it is plus, yan. If it is plus, you square the first, you square the last, and then you get twice the product of A and B. This is the one. Okay? A squared plus 2AB plus B squared. Now, if it is minus, A minus B to the power of 2, you square A, you square B. When we say square, you multiply by itself, ha? And then, you get twice, double, you get twice the product of AB. Pero, minus lang sa gitna. So, pareho lang sila except sa sign dito. Okay? So, as you can see, ito lang magkaiba ng sign. Alright? So, napakadali lamang po, my dear math learners. Okay, next. We have here, case 1. Example ito, 2x plus 6 squared. So, of course, what you will do here is 2x plus 6. So, ang 2x natin is squared mo, 4x squared yun. Ang 6 is squared mo, that is 36. Now, i-times mo itong dalawa. 2x times 6, that is 12. Times 2, 24. So, 24. Dahil positive ito, then positive din sa gitna. Okay, napakadali lamang po, my dear math learners. Kung hindi nyo nakuha yun, dahan-dahanin nyo ulit yung sinabi ko. Okay, example, we have here. A plus 1 squared. So, A squared mo, A squared. Ang 1 is squared mo, 1 squared. 1. Okay. Next, 1 times A, A. Double ng A, 2A. Dahil plus ito, plus tayo. Gets? Now, going to number 4, kasi madali lang itong number 2 at number 3. Going to number 4, 3x plus 5 squared. Okay. So, 3x times 3x, 9x squared. 5 times 5, 25. Para sa gitna, 3x times 5, 15x. I-double mo yon 30x. Then, dahil plus ito, you copy plus. Okay, ganun lang kadali, my dear math learners. Okay, how about case number 2? What if minus? Ganun pa rin. Minus lang ang gitna. Okay, so we have here x minus 7 squared. So, x squared, 7, 49. 7 times x, 7x. Double mo yun, 14x. Pero minus. Okay, minus 14x. Okay, same goes here. So, we have 6h minus 3 squared. So, 6h, that is 36h squared. 3, that is 9. Okay, 9. You multiply both 3 and 6h, that is 18h. Double mo yan, 18h, that is 36. So, negative 36. How about here? 2m minus 7n squared. So, 2m multiply by itself, 4m squared. 7n multiply by itself, 49n squared. Of course, ang variable nag-squared din. Then, you multiply them. 2 times 7, 14mn. Okay, mn, kasi hindi pareho ng variable. 14mn. Double ng 14mn, 28mn. Pero minus, kasi minus ang gitna. Alright, so ganun lamang po kadali, my dear math learners. Okay, now, let's go to the cube of a binomial. So for the cube of a binomial, we have the sum of cubes and the difference of cubes. Okay, so a plus b cube and a minus b cube. Okay, so ang gagawin mo lang dyan is ganito. Medyo challenging lang konti, pero what you will do is you multiply a, magkakaroon ka ng 4 terms actually. So if a plus b cube, yan, yung final answer mo is 4 terms. First, second, third, fourth. So, puro mga plus. Walang minus. Pero pag minus dito, pag difference of 2 cubes, may minus sa gitna at saka sa last part. Okay? So, yung last part at saka yung second, minus yan. Okay. So, paano makuha? So, you get the cube of the first term, you get the cube of the last term. And then, you get triple squared b and then triple ab squared. Okay, so ganun lang kadali, my dear matters. Paano yun? Okay, paano ba yun, Sir Ash? Okay, ganito yan. So, we have here x plus y cube. Example. So, of course, x cube sa first term, yan. Y cube sa last term. Ito. Okay. Next. Squared mo to, para sa second term ito squared mo to, then multiply here. So, x times x times y. So, x squared y. Then, thrice nun. So, 3xy squared. Ayan. 3x squared y. 3x squared y. Okay. Then, para sa third term, ito naman yung i-multiply mo by itself, then i-multiply mo kay x. So, magkakaroon ka ng xy squared. So, ito yon, xy squared. Then, multiply by 3. 3xy squared. So, yan na ang second term. So, ang baliktad lang nila is, ito dito, ang nag-multiply kaya by itself, si x. Dito naman, si y. Okay? So, what if ito naman? X plus 4 cube. Okay. So, x times x times x, x cube. Yan. For the first term. For the last term, 4 times 4 times 4, 64. Okay. For the second term, x squared, okay, times 4. So, 4x squared. So, 4x squared times 3, kasi palaging may 3. So, that is 12x squared. Ito yon. Ayan. Then, for the next, ito naman, for the third term, si 4 na naman ang in-squared mo sa sarili. So, 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times x, 16x times 3. So, therefore, 48x. Okay, so yan. Naging 48x. So, therefore, ito yung final answer mo. Okay? So, I hope na-clear yun siya, my dear math learner. Okay. Anyway, hello, Brad Joel Mahilom. Okay. Okay, medyo mahaba ng discussion ito. Next naman yan is we have the difference of cubes. Okay, so the same lang ang technique, pero ang pagkakaiba lang is yung second term at yung last term ay minus. Okay? Minus. So example, we have here 3n minus 4s cube. Okay. So let us try, ha? Okay. Let's try. Erase ko muna ang nasa white board.
I will take a little trip over yonder, so I can take a look.
Okay! We are back! Alright, so interlude lang yun konti. So, we have here, alright, example lang natin ito. Example natin ito si 3n minus 4s. Okay? Uy, may nahulog. 3n minus 4s cube. Nahulog yung mouse ko. Okay. Now, let us show this, my dear math learners. I hope nakikita nyo to. Okay? Alright. So, paano ba ito? Okay, sa first term, 3n cube. So, 3n times 3n times 3n. That is 27n cube. Okay. That is for the first term. For the last term, okay, for the last term, ha? Okay, second term, third term, fourth term. Okay. So, yung last term, at saka yung second term, negative daw kapag minus ito. So, for the last term, 4s times 4s times 4s. So, 4 times 4, 16 times 4. So, 64s cube. Ayan. Okay, next. We have here, for the second term, ito, dalawang beses nito, tapos isa nito. So, 3n times 3n, 9n. 9n times 4, that is 36n. Pero may s man, so 36ns. Now, yung 36 mo, i-times mo sa 3, that will give you 108. So, 108n squared, n squared s. Okay. For the fourth term, third term, ito daw i-double mo. So, 4 times 4, 16. So, 16s squared, okay, 16s squared times 3. So, 16 times 3, I think that is 48. Then, 48 times 3 na naman kasi palaging tayong may times 3 sa second at sa third. So, that is 4, 22, 12, 13, 14, 144. So, 144. Since ito yung dinoble natin, so dito tayo mag-squared, dito isa lang. Okay. So, yung final answer natin is 27n cubed minus 108n squared s plus 144ns squared minus 64s cubed. Let's check whether we are correct. Okay. Ito yun. Yan. Okay. Teka ha. Let's try. Ay. Nagalaw. Let's try here. I hope magalaw ko to. Okay. Let's try. Ayan. Pagtabihin natin. Alright, so we have 27n cubed. 27n cubed minus 108n squared s plus 144ns squared minus 64s squared s cubed. Okay, so pareho nga sila, my dear math learners. Alright. So, napakadali lamang po, di ba? Medyo challenging, pero solvable pa rin. Okay, so ganun lang po, my dear math learners. Okay, so next we have here the product of a binomial and a trinomial. Okay. So, when you multiply a product, ito, a plus b times, this is a special product sa totoo lang. Okay? Since we are discussing special product. So, if you have a plus b times the trinomial a squared minus ab plus b squared, the answer is basically a cubed plus b cubed. Okay? So, if ever likewise, pag a minus b naman, tapos ang opposite niya, or ang kamultiply niya is puro addition, which is a squared plus ab plus b squared, then what you will do is you get the cube of a and you get the cube of b, then minus. Okay, so ano yung ibig sabihin niyan? Sample. We have here, right? Okay, we have here. So, x squared minus xy plus y squared plus, times x plus y. Of course, kung titingnan nyo silang dalawa, they have the same ruling. Okay? Naka-squared, naka-times yung gitna, and then naka-squared sa last. Okay. And then, x plus y. Okay, so ang gagawin mo na lang dito, simple lang. Iko-cube mo lang ito, at iko-cube mo lang din ito, tapos, i-add. Plus. Lagay ka ng plus. Okay? So, therefore, ang gagawin mo lang is very simple. So, that if that is the case, x cube plus y cube. Dito, m cube minus n cube. Ito, f cube plus g cube. Ito, x cube plus 4 cube. Ano bang 4 cube? 64. Alright. Ito, y cube minus 5 cube. Ano bang 5 cube? 5 times 5 times 5, 125. Same here, 2x. So, 2x cube. Ano ba yun? 2x times 2x times 2x. That is 8x cube. 3 cube. 3 times 3 times 3, that is 27. Okay? And that will be your final answer. But, remember, my dear math learners, this is only if and only if kapag nakaganito ang given. Okay? Or ganito ang sign niya tsaka yung pagkakakompose ng trinomial. Because if it's not then what you can do is you just apply what we have learned earlier, yung distributive property to each of the terms. Okay, so we have already finished the discussion, my dear math learners, at alam ko, grabe, napakatagal yon. So now this is the part na kayo naman ang sumagot sa inyo. So you just apply the answer, you just apply the rules that you have learned, and then you put it here. Okay? Ilalagay nyo lang dito. So ito, napakadali lamang po, my dear math learners. Ayan, bigyan ko kayo ng example or bonus. So for number 1, we have a to the power of 6, b cubed, c cubed. Alright. For number 3, we have m to the power of 8. Bakit? Kasi inad lang. Dito naman, 3 squared to the power of 4, that is 3 to the power of 8. So, simplify mo lang yan. And here we have, pwede mong baliktarin ito kasi negative sila. So, magiging x to the, pwede mo i-minus sila. Totoo lang. Okay. So, we have negative 9 minus negative 7. The answer is negative 2. So, therefore, ibababa mo siya. So, nasa denominator side si x squared. Then, y cube, y8, mas marami ditong y. So, y to the 5th. Mas sobra siya ng y to the 5th. So, therefore, wala nang matira sa taas. So, 1 over x squared y to the 5th power. Okay, ganun lang kadali, my dear math learners. And then, we have the part 2, matching type. So, piliin nyo lang dyan kung sino ang sagot. Of course, by just applying what you have learned earlier. Then, applying the FOIL method here, napakadali lang nito. So, this will become number 1, I think, x squared plus 14x ay hindi. X squared plus 9x pala. Yun. X squared plus 9x plus 14. Yan ang final answer niya. Dito naman, number 2, x squared minus 4x minus 32. Okay. Number 4. Laktaw ako konti ha. X squared minus 4x minus 5. Okay. So, kaya na ano dyan, ha? So, I hope, kung nakinig kayo, makukuha niyo ang sagot. Alright, next. We have here, ito, pangalan lang ito, napakadali nito. Sabihin niyo lang kung anong klaseng or anong technique ang gagamitin. So, for number 1, of course, that is a trinomial and a binomial. Anong ibig sabihin yan? So, you have the product of a binomial and trinomial. Ito naman, naka-cube, so naka-addition. So, this is the cube of a binomial. Okay, so napakadali lamang. So, now, let us go to the let us remember. So, this is the parang simplified topic na ginawa dito sa discussion natin. Okay, so, these are the laws of exponent. You have the product of a power, power of a power, power of a product, quotient of a power, power of a quotient. And then, you have the multiplication and division of polynomials. So, you can multiply them by a monomial or a binomial. And you also have the special products. No, my dear math learners, marami itong mga different multiplication, addition, subtraction, and division, as well as the special products. Meron ako mga different videos about that one. And I'm sure matutuwa kayo if ever you watch those videos in our playlist in the grade 7. And in the grade 9. I'm very sure na malaking tulong ito sa inyo pagdating ng pagsosolve. Okay? Because on those topics, medyo mga mali ko doon sa, mga dead air na na-edit ko na. Okay, so, I hope you can get big scores in this final or in this post-test. Meaning, ito na yung ABCD na kailangan tama na talaga yung sagot niyo kasi natutunan nyo na ang module. Okay, so this is still 15 items, ABCD pa rin, and then you have the let us enhance, pangdagdag. Okay? So, hahanapin mo lang dito para itong puzzle, who is he? Okay? So, nagsabi, he was the author of a series of books called Arithmetica. Alright, sino kaya yan? And then we have the let us reflect, your reflection, accomplishment, and challenges. Ano yung mga na-understood mo sa topic na ito or sa module na ito, at ano yung mga medyo nahihirapan ka pa rin. So, of course, if ever nahihirapan ka, rest assured, my dear math learners, na kailangan mo pa rin, pwede mo pa rin ilagay dito sa comment section. Or pwede ka mag-ask sa mga teachers mo para mas makuha mo ng mabuti ang mga discussion. Now, this is still your free access YouTube Edu Creator Ash. YouTube Edu Creator Math Teacher Ash. Ayan, nabubulol na ako. And if you have enjoyed this discussion, kindly hit that like button. And if you want to share this to your friends, classmates, and schoolmates, please do like and share na din. If you are new, please click the subscribe button and notification bell for you to be updated of the School Clear Math videos. Okay, nakatulad nito. And lagi niyong tatandaan, my dear math learners, na masarap matuto ng mathematics kapag marami tayong nagsasama-sama. Thank you so much. God bless. And always keep safe.
I will take a little trip over yonder, so I can take a look around at what you've seen.